Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hammer Time. I'm your host, Jay Setton. A couple business things before we introduce our lovely new guest today. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets on winning the 2023 NBA Finals. It's a great thing when the state of Colorado wins, or a team out of the state of Colorado wins. State of Colorado wins no matter what. We don't get to do a whole lot of that celebrating thing that they do in the other major sports cities. Other news. Let's see. I'm headed back to New Mexico Highlands. It's official. I am withdrawing my name from the transfer portal and will be heading back to New Mexico Highlands. Any other news? I can't think of any. So let's get it going. Let's introduce our guest, Mr. Nate Corugedo himself. Nate, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I love it, man. And I'm so excited to have you on because I'm gonna tell you all this right now. When Nate and I get going, All right, we just have a lot of fun talking to each other, and I thought nobody better to bring on the podcast than Nate.
Yes,
So
sir.
Nate, go ahead, tell them a little bit about yourself. Tell them how you ended up at Highlands. Just kind of take us through your journey real quick before we start asking the
All
questions.
right. So obviously I'm Nate Corrado. That's my nickname, Nate, but I'm Nathan. So, I was born in California. Kind of sucks. I wish I was born in Texas. Everyone thinks I'm from Texas, the way I dress, look, talk, act. Um, yeah. So story is on how I got to Highlands. It's very interesting. So kind of like similar to Jace. Um, I did not come from a JUCO though. I came from a Division III in Texas. I did live in Texas, in fact, for a year. I went to Howard Payne University, which is a little Division III school in Brownwood, Texas. I played baseball there. I went there for baseball strictly, and it didn't work out. No chemistry. There was no chemistry there. It was a very negative team. I don't mean to put anything out there. I did love some of the guys. Don't get me wrong. It was a great team atmosphere. Blah blah this, blah blah that. You can go into details about it, but yeah, and then transferred out into the transfer portal, and that was a whole thing, dude. That was a whole thing, man. Transfer
Yeah.
portal was no joke for anyone out there who is oof. Just think about it before you do it. Is what I'm saying. It's a lot. There's a lot that goes into
Yep.
it. So I entered the transfer portal, and from there, I guess I found myself at Howard Payne with an athletic scholarship. So
Yeah.
yeah, or
You
Howard
know, and I
Highlands.
yeah, Nate, and I'm gonna just go off this is my second time in the transfer portal. I was in it when I was transferred from the JUCO, and then this year, with what happened head coaching wise, and I had to make a decision, and ultimately we'll kind of see what happens next year. But you get in there, and it's just like your email becomes your life. Like you're checking your email constantly. Like schools are messaging you left and right, and like he said, the transfer portal, everybody thinks, oh, it's easy. You just jump in, schools contact you. Yeah, it's easy. That's what you do. But like after that, it's like, so.
It's just that whole process. It's time consuming. And
Mhm.
you have to, before you go into it, you have to have an open mind, because
Oh yeah.
there is a lot of work. Not only after you get talked to by a few schools, it's the process after that it's pretty intense, and you should be ready for it. So
No doubt. So Nate, you know, I've always had this question. I want to get it out of the way
all right,
because it's there. Talk to me about American Idol.
huh? All right, okay, here we go. So actually, I tried out for American Idol and The Voice.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. So both. I didn't
yeah,
know about The Voice. I just knew about American Idol.
The Voice came first, but American Idol was the bigger one. So it was last year as a freshman at Howard Payne. I got this email saying like, "Hey, you should try out for The Voice," and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Let's do it." So I signed up.
Yeah.
All this. Went in for the first round. So what happens with The Voice is it's kind of like it's similar to American Idol. Well, no, actually, I should say other way around. American Idol is similar to The Voice. So you have 3 rounds until you can make it to the live shows.
Okay.
And so I made it past the first round for The
Okay.
Voice.
Uh
I was
huh.
like, oh, I got this. This is cool. I got this. This is easy. So what I didn't realize is once the show is full, they cut out everyone else.
Oh wow.
So I got to the second round and I went to sing, send it in, and they're like, hey, we're sorry, but try again next year. the show's already full. And I was like, okay. So that happened. So yeah, whatever. Who cares? It's not a big deal. You know, I'd do this for free. If it was like if I paid like $20 to enter, I'd be like, frick, man.
Yeah.
Uh, but American Idol was kind of the same way. But I went to I actually right before I went to Highlands, I went to Vegas and I tried out. Um, and so in the Zoom call there was 128 people. 4 people made it.
Wow.
Obviously, I wasn't one of them because I would be at Highlands right now if I were. So, but yeah, I can sing a little bit for anyone out there who doesn't know, just a little bit. I
You
don't know.
definitely can.
Anyone else can vouch for me, but I could just a little bit.
So when did you start singing? Like how old were you when you started singing?
Um, Funny story. It was I used to play soccer a while
Uh-huh.
ago when I was actually in shape, you know. Um, but I was at a soccer camp for something. I was like, probably like 11 years old, 10
Mhm.
years old, or even younger. And I was like, it was like some talent show they had for on the field, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to enter, and they're like, okay, what do you have as a talent? I'm like, I can try singing. So I was like, dude, let's try singing. So
I can try it.
yeah, I sang "Billionaire" by Travis McCoy and Bruno Mars,
Okay.
and everyone was like,
Whoa.
"Am I good?" They're like, "Dude, you have like the babyest voice, but you're actually pretty good." I'm like, "Thanks." So I
Okay.
guess that's kind of where it started. So
Just went out there and just sang, huh?
ever since then, man, just keep going up, and I started just singing country and anything, honestly, whatever you want to put out there,
Yeah.
I'll let it sing it.
I mean, the man, I saw him sing on multiple occasions, multiple times.
Hey,
We even sang together.
sing together.
We sang together. We will not be showing that video on this
Oh, we're good.
podcast.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, so Nate, man, just talk. You and I have spoke on multiple occasions.
yeah,
I feel like there was a time where I feel like if we weren't in your room, we were in my room, vice versa. You know what I mean? Like
dude, it was an
you know,
everyday thing. Yeah,
yeah, we were always around each other, and we kind of talked through our journeys, and I obviously know your journey
yeah.
um before Highlands, but just tell me about like your journey prior to like what was it,
Howard Payne.
Howard Payne. Just talk to me about like getting to that spot that you were at.
Whew. It's kind of a rough story here. So throughout high school, I guess freshman year came, in high school. I wasn't, obviously no one's unless you're just a dog,
Yeah.
you're not good at all
Yep.
unless you're just that one guy. Yeah, freshman year came, I wasn't too good as well as the rest of my team. Um, Obviously had a few guys who stood out more than others.
Mhm.
Sophomore year came, I was on JV freshman year. Sophomore year came, I was like considered for varsity, but not. So it was like a back and forth kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then junior year came, and I was like a for sure varsity member. Same with senior year. Um, I don't want to like get too into depth about it, but high school was very filled with politics.
Yep.
I'll just put it there. No one really believed in you, and it was
Mhm.
kind of you got to be a part of a clique, and
Yep.
I wasn't a part
Yep.
of that clique.
Yep.
But I defied all the odds in practice, showing up early, warm ups, everything, maxing out on velos with guys who weren't even close to it, running 60s, this and that. Um, and I guess my consistency didn't really matter to the coaches because I wasn't part of the clique.
Mhm.
Um, so no one ever, believed in me. So I was like, huh, I'm the type of person to take a negative and turn it into a positive because I love
Yep.
that. I love feeding off
Yep.
negative stuff. Like, give me it and I'll prove you wrong, dude.
Yep.
Um, so it was like that throughout high school, and
Mhm.
I had no offers, man. None going into my senior year, none at all. And all of a sudden, it was like, as soon as my name got out there on those pages, because I had to go to showcases on my own starting
Yep.
year. And as soon as senior year came, man, like like right when season started, it was like boom, boom, boom. There was like I think at least 10 offers.
Yeah.
There was one few D3s, obviously the one Howard Payne,
Mhm.
JUCOs. I think there was one or two D2s, and then there was one D1, but it was during the COVID year, so I wouldn't be able to touch the field until my junior year.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, thank you. I'm going to go to one where I could, kind of put
Yeah.
in some work. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, nothing ever came of that, man. And no one ever really believed in me. And, and
Yeah.
it was usually just my mom who kind of put in the work with me and my dad. Mostly my mom, though. My mom was, she still does, man. She is my main support system. And
Yeah.
every day, man, I think about it. And especially when I step on that field today, man, I think about doing it for mom, the only
Yeah.
one who believes in me. I mean, obviously I go up there and I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this for grandma and grandpa. They're up there watching.
Yeah.
I got to show off a little bit. And you saw that at the end of this year.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
finally got my opportunity, man. Oh my, I
yeah.
showed them what I could have done all season. But
Nate, and obviously I've got to be around you, and I got to watch you this year. Obviously, as a red shirt, I did a lot of watching.
yeah,
Um, but there's that. You know, I feel, when you talk about the no belief in you, I had my family believe in me, and sometimes that's all you need is that one person to believe in you, that one person.
yeah,
And for me, I was fortunate enough to have my JV coach. I was fortunate enough to have that, and and there was other times where it was like, okay, yeah, I totally understand the high school clique thing, but sometimes family is the biggest support and the best support system you can have when
yeah,
it comes to things like this. Yeah, like you said, and we talked about transfer portal being hard. The recruiting process is the most difficult thing
yeah,
for anybody. I mean, if I had to go back and talk to my younger self about the recruiting process, it'd be patient.
yep,
It'll come. I jumped into an offer when I went to California and I went to that JUCO. I jumped right into that offer. Do I regret it? Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of good things came of it. I ended up at the post grad. I ended up at Highlands. Like a lot of good things came of that. But if I did have to tell my younger self something about the recruiting process, it'd be patient. Things happen. Things will come. You'll be
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So Nate, now talk to me, man. Like, you're here. You're at Highlands now. Um, we won't have you talk about the season. We know it was a rough year,
Yeah.
but for you with the season, you said you got towards the end of the year, you started getting opportunities. You started getting, what is your thought process coming off the bench? Like a lot of people, it's like, oh, these guys they play all the time, like. But there's
Yeah.
those guys that have to come off the bench, and coming off the bench, I'll be one of them. I used to always have to come off the bench until I showed that I could play at the level I was playing at. Coming off the bench is hard. So what was your mindset? When you look at that lineup and you wouldn't see your name in the starting lineup, but you knew that there was a possibility I'm coming off the bench today.
Well, see, it's actually the exact opposite of what you said. It's a mental thing.
Mhm.
It's not hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Head, it's not hard.
Okay.
To be thinking that constantly, man. Um, that's a big reason. My main reason, personally, um, I'm God fearing, so
Mhm.
I fear the Lord. I kind of let Him take control of my heart and where my head plays, and I kind of give rest to Him. I kind of ease into things because I know He's there. I know whatever happens to me, if I strike out, if I ground out, if I pop out or whatever, that it's not the end of the day, man. We're
Mhm.
really just a bunch of big kids playing a little kid sport.
Yep.
Um, but it's definitely, I'd say God is number one, man. God is number one. No matter if I'm starting, if I'm not starting, if I'm injured, it doesn't matter. Um, but coming off the bench, I think it's a fear for most people.
Mhm.
It's definitely a fear to overcome. I don't think a lot of people like coming off the bench. Everyone wants to play, right? They want to start.
Yep.
They want to be that guy to go out there, have their name called. off that starting lineup. It's definitely everyone's dream for sure. Um, but it's trusting yourself. It's having the correct approach, the right approach mentally, knowing that all the work that you've put in before is going to translate into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, before I go up to bat, I say a little prayer and I take 3 very deep breaths, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like relieves everything. It's all flushed. So I've kind of learned to like put that into play, and kind of just take it with me everywhere I go, no matter if I'm starting, if I'm not. It doesn't matter, man. Bench guy doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
I'm always a team guy. It's all about energy. You know me. My
Yeah.
energy is very high when it comes to the dugout. I don't care if the dugout's down. I'm always that guy being up. It
Yep.
doesn't matter. I wanna win, man. That's my mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when it comes to winning, everybody's got a role. I mean, it takes. I saw this today. Oklahoma softball, the recent Women's College World Series champions. They've done it 3 years in a row, and I think it was Jada Coleman, the center fielder, posted her, the end of the year wrap up like every athlete does at the end of their season. And she said it takes a village. That is a true statement. I mean, the most true statement I probably have heard
Yeah, man.
since I've entered college sports.
Do you see a sport without a team?
Yep. You don't win without some sort of
Yeah.
team behind you, whether it's golf and your caddy, that's your team right there, your caddy, like, or tennis, your coach, that's your team right there. Like, even the individual sports are team based. Like, you just don't really realize it.
Yeah.
So it takes a village to win. And, you know, we're entering a new era, obviously, at Highlands. We can speak about Highlands because that's what we do. We're entering a new era there. We're going to have a new head coach at some point here very soon. And, we're entering a new era. So that new era, hopefully, applies to that village statement that we just had.
Yeah.
So, Nate, let's talk about let's go away from baseball, man. Let's just go away from the
Yeah.
baseball
It's clear
aspect.
mind. Clear mind, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you. You're a student athlete, and that word that comes before athlete is student. Man, talk to me about like your education. Like, what are you looking to do when this whole baseball thing goes away? When whatever it is takes, if God takes baseball away or your body takes baseball away, like what is your plan when baseball is taken away?
Well, I have always had a dream of I'm never going to leave a sport.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
it's just I don't think it's possible in my mind unless God has other plans for me. I will not leave sports.
Mhm.
So my plan is to become a physical therapist, a sports physical therapist. My dream is to work for a team. Like
Yeah.
that is the dream. And no matter if it's a D1, a oh man, I don't know. I'd like to be at a D1 school, because
Mhm.
I feel personally that college D1 schools have, I mean, particularly for a football team, like that would be insane. Like just the energy being there and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like they have way more energy than like the NFL or MLB or NHL. I I would love, that would probably be the dream, man, is to work at a D1 as a PT. But student athlete, whew, that's a very broad. It's you can put anything to that word.
Yep.
Um, but I think it's student always comes before the athlete
Yep.
is what I like to go by.
Yep.
So like personally, I have very high standards for myself. Um, I don't like to be below a 3.5 GPA because if I
Mhm.
do, then something's going on and I'm not a fan of it. So like right now, currently have a 3.92
There you go.
going into my junior year. I think they classify me as a sophomore because of COVID year, but
Mhm.
junior. Whew, but it can take a toll on you. Being a
Mhm.
student athlete, it takes a big toll, especially if you're not ahead in classes, you're not doing your homework. You're not studying. You're not giving yourself enough time to get to practice, to eat breakfast, eat lunch, go to class, hit the weight room. You've got you're working two jobs that don't pay you.
Yeah.
Pretty much what's going on as a student athlete,
Yep.
especially at that field, man. It's 6 to 8 hours a day, and you
Mm.
are not getting paid. Um, but it can take a toll, man, especially on your mental health. You've
Yep.
got to stick on top. You got to stay on top. If you got to talk to someone, see someone, do not hesitate.
Hmm.
Seriously, do not hesitate, because once you do that, whew, you're gonna be in a slump.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie about this. When I was at the community college in California, uh, my dad always told me, "Oh, it's a full time job. It's a full time job." Okay. I think I took more of the athlete route than the student route at the JUCO. I was always a good student in high school, 3.8, whatever. I was a good student in high school and whatnot. But when I got to college, it was like, man, and it kind of really what happened was, I didn't like the situation. I ended up quitting the baseball team out there to find, elsewhere. And once I did that, I was like, okay, I don't need to go to class anymore. I stopped going to class. If I went to class, it was like once a week I'd go to this class and this class and this class. Like, man, when I got the report card for that and I saw everything was a D or an F,
yeah,
I didn't know what to say.
yeah,
You know, um, thankfully that kind of got voided when I went to Highlands. The school basically deleted any record they had of me ever attending there.
yeah,
So that was nice. But it was like, dang. Like, when I got to the post grad, I said, I'm not taking classes. I want a year off from school. I need to like get, in a sense, get my shit figured out, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And once I got to Highlands, I was like, all right, you got to lock in right here. I only had one bad grade in the first semester. I'm sorry I can't do math. That's not my fault that I can't math.
all of us are good at everything.
Yeah. But, it was like I had to lock in, and, I was able to lock in, at a very good time, and I was able to figure it out. And, grades were great the second semester once I figured out, hey, man, but yeah, you're not lying. It's a full, yeah, you could say two jobs or you could say one full time job.
Yeah,
Like full time, like from 6 a.m. to like 11 p.m.
and that's literally what it is every day. Like,
And the other thing is you got to make sure you're getting your sleep.
yeah,
Sleep is a huge, 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 huge factor when it comes to, health. I mean, if you're not getting your, some people say 8, some people say 7, and whichever one you want, that's cool with me. I'm a big 7 hour kind of guy. I like 7 hours and I'm set. I'm ready to go for the day. But, once you get there, I mean, this guy, I could tell you guys this. This guy, hey man, what are you up to right now? It'd be a Saturday night, or not even a Saturday, like a Friday night. I think it was in the fall a lot, towards the end of the spring ish. Um, hey, we're not getting ready to play. I think we had a weekend off, which was weird in the spring to
yeah,
have a weekend off. That was rare.
yeah. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, so I don't have to do anything this weekend? Like, I didn't even have to work the softball games. I was like, I don't, like, they're not playing either. Like, hold up, what? Oh, they're on the road. Oh, so I don't gotta work. Okay. But it was like, hey man, what are you doing? Like, we all are bored. I don't even think we were going out that night. I think we were just hanging in the dorm, bored out of our minds. And text this guy, hey, where are you at? Library. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, just text him back in a couple hours. He's doing his homework. 3 hours later, hey, where are you at? Library. Like, dude, still?
yeah.
I mean, this man, true dedication from this man. Like, I love that, man. That's awesome. I love that.
It's
Love
hard.
that.
It's definitely hard to concentrate. I don't know how I did that, but I mean, whatever I had to do to keep that 3.92 right.
Yeah, whatever you had to do, bro.
Yeah,
Man, so all right, we're gonna talk a little. We're just gonna talk about a couple things. We're gonna use some of the. We're gonna do a rapid fire round later, but we're gonna use some of the questions that I have typed up for the rapid fire that I like to ask people.
All right, all right.
We're gonna use some of these questions. Um, you can pick any jersey you've ever wore. What jersey number do you wear and why? Any jersey number you've ever wore.
Ooh, it's a bit of an emotional topic for me.
Mhm.
But 31 and 33 have always been my numbers. High school, I really didn't have like a specific number. I was like the bigger numbers in high school.
Mhm.
But when it came down to college, 31 and 33. My grandmother was born in 1932.
Okay.
Um, and so when she passed, she was, man, I'm not even kidding, man. She was like my soulmate.
Yeah.
But I wanted to dedicate all of my, I guess, every day that I played, I wanted to dedicate it all to her, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I chose if I didn't like 32 like
Yeah.
that's her year. So I would
Mhm.
always like to choose one before or one after.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I went into it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Um, growing up, was there like an idol athlete or celebrity that you like idolized growing up?
Athlete or celebrity?
Like I know you're a big Dodger guy,
Yeah. Um,
so
well, as I said before, God is going to be my number one
mhm.
celebrity. I've always looked up to him. I don't really look at celebrities. There's there's really like, how does that benefit me? I
Yeah.
I don't really, it's cool. There's movies like, oh, that's cool. It's Ben Affleck or whoever the heck that is.
Mhm.
And then if I see him in person, like, oh, that's cool. Nice to meet you. Like, can I get a
Yeah.
picture? Blah blah blah. But I've never really like looked at a one particular celebrity. But when it does, I looked up to my mom. She's a celebrity for sure
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
me. Um, but who athlete? There's always been a few. Um,
Like, did you model your game after any of them?
I'd have to go. Yeah, I guess early career Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Even though he's a lefty, I really liked his swing.
Mhm.
I kind of mixed him and Pete Alonso. I love Pete Alonso's swing,
Pete
man.
Alonso. Yeah.
Pete Alonso.
Honestly, if I had to compare you to somebody, bro, I'd give you the Pete Alonso comparison. Like, he just, when you watch Pete Alonso, he's always up and go giddy, like yippity yah, yee haw, like. And then you look at Nate, and it's like, dang, he's the same way. It'd be 7 o'clock in the morning. I get a phone call from Nate, and I swear he's been up for 4 hours. He probably could have been up for 5 minutes. I'm like, bro, it's too early for you to be like that right now, bro.
I don't even take anything, man. Like I don't even take a powder. And I'm just like I wake up and I'm like, let's get this started. Like, where's the
Yeah.
energy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a morning person, but when I've been up for less than a minute, don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I can.
so,
You know me though. I can get all of y'all out of that phase. Like that's
mhm.
call Nate.
It
You're like,
don't take long.
I
It
need some
don't take
energy.
long.
Where's Nate? You give me a call. I'll be like, yo, 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 wake up, mother. Like like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Nate, you talk about your family a lot. Let me just ask about your family business
yeah.
that you
Oh
guys have.
yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't know this was a thing until my grandparents came to town, started asking him questions, and I'm
Oh
sitting there like, we're sitting at JC's Pizzeria, the pizza place in freaking Las Vegas, New Mexico, and he's telling all this stuff, and I'm just sitting there like, what? And Rob and RJ look at me and go, you didn't know this? I'm like, bro, no, I
yeah.
wouldn't be looking at him like this if I knew all this.
It has to come up, man. It's not a story I just go out telling. Like it has to come up.
Yeah.
So like everyone's asking, like, hey man, like let's go to a game sometime, or like like me and you were talking about going up, Colorado, whatnot, and going to games.
Hmm.
And everyone's like, whenever they bring up like do you go to Dodger games? I'm like, yeah, quite often actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy for me to go as well because my family sponsors the Dodgers.
Yeah.
We have a seasoning company, Spices. Chicken, carne asada,
Hmm.
anything, man. It's like garlic powder, garlic salt, whatever. Um, and we are the official seasoning of the Dodgers. And we have, I think my family has a sweet or two. Not sure, but yeah, we can go to games sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually we like to get our own tickets. We like to sit lower. We don't like to sit, way up in the box. But sometimes it's nice to sit up there. It's cool. But yeah, we have a lot of connections with some of the players there. It's really
Yeah.
cool. I it's funny because when was it? Man, I think it was right before Christmas break.
Mhm.
Um, I got a FaceTime call from I think it was my dad's phone, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird. They just landed because they flew home." I don't remember when this was, or I don't remember when this was, man. It was whenever. It was a few months ago, and I answered the phone, and it's Justin Turner on the phone.
Oh wow.
He's on the phone. He's like, "Yo, what's up, Nate? How you doing?" I'm like,
Is this happening?
"What's this guy?" I'm like, "ET?" He's like, "Yeah, man. How you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, we just had a conversation, man. We hit it off, and we started talking." He's like, "Hey, check for me during playing at first base this season." This is when he was recently traded to the Red Sox, right before spring training. And he's like, he's like, "Check for me playing at first this year." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You should give me a few pointers, man. Whenever I'm out in LA, we can, And I
That's
was like,
crazy. That's crazy.
"All right, hey, I think you should give me pointers, man. You have
Yeah.
first, but you should give me pointers because you're the bigs. I'm not." So
Yeah. No, I mean that's crazy. I mean, my grandparents listen to these podcasts,
yeah,
and so we're gonna call her out really quick. They were just here down here in Logan, and she had bought some of the spices, and she
yeah.
forgot them.
Oh,
So therefore, we're calling her out on the podcast, and anybody that listens to this will hear it, and she will hear it too. Don't forget the spices. Come on, you got to be better. Be better. Come on, Grandma, be better.
well, we got to be better here. What are we doing?
Be better. Nate, I just gotta ask, buddy. When we're going through the season, and things are not going great. What was there ever a thought in your mind of, man, I need to get out of here because we're losing? Or was there more of a thought of, man, I need to get out on the field to stop the losing? Or was it just, you know what, this is happening for a reason, here we go?
Um, Kind of a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Bit of mixed emotions. Obviously, I think just the traveling and more having fun with my team and everyone that was
Yeah.
there kind of dwindled the effects of everything else that was going on, the losing and stuff.
Yeah.
I only looked at the losses during the game and right after the game, but when we got back to that hotel or to get dinner or whatnot, I erased it, man. I'm there to have fun
Yeah.
with teammates. I'm in a great atmosphere with the guys, and we all click. Like literally every single one of us clicks. Like
Mhm.
no negatives going on. Um, so to answer your question, I didn't really. It was just a mix, and I didn't really
Yeah.
feel just one specific thing. I'm more of a team guy. I don't have to be on the field. I'd love to be on the field.
Oh, no doubt.
I'd love to help the team out in any way I could. As I showed at the end of the season, what I could have done, but that's okay. I'm just
Yeah.
a little sneak peek of what I could do next season.
Yep.
And hopefully, man, that the new coach we get in, not going to go into details, but hopefully, we can
Make something work.
make something work and
Yeah.
get the right guys on the field to get us wins, right?
No doubt. So Nate, let's head into the rapid fire questions.
All right, let's
Get it
do it.
going. Gatorade, Powerade.
I gotta go with Gatorade, man.
Yep. I think there's only one right answer there, and if I'm being honest with you, I would ask you what your hobbies are, but I'm pretty sure we got that figured out, Mr. Singer. So, Mr. Singer, you are. Favorite style of music?
Obviously, country. You know me.
Okay. Yeah, I do, but the people don't. This
Yeah.
is for the people, man. Come on now.
Here's my thing, man.
Song you can listen to on repeat with no hesitation. I think I know the answer to this one, but
Your Man by Josh Turner.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? While we're sitting here, just give him a little something, Nate.
Oh, you want me to?
Give him a little something, baby.
All right. Let's go on.
This is for the culture.
All right. Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low. And put some music on them soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. That's good. That's all
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just, man.
I got.
Nate, we'll keep it going here. Favorite types of movies?
Man, I love me some action movies.
Give me the top 3 in that category, in your
Action.
opinion.
What's that one with the sniper?
American Sniper.
I think that's the one. Is that the
I
one?
think that's it, yeah. I think that's it.
And obviously baseball or sports in general.
Yeah.
The recent one that came out with Adam Sandler, the basketball one on Netflix.
Was it Adam Sandler or was it White Men Can't Jump, the new one with Jack Harlow?
The
No?
one with Boa. Is that his name?
I don't know if I've seen it, if I'm being honest with you.
Whoever's watching, they know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then, I'm gonna be your original, Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
But
You can't.
I gotta go with 42 as well. 42.
Yeah,
Man.
42 is definitely right up there. Give me your favorite sports teams in all the sports you can think of right now. Obviously, the Dodgers that's an obvious one in baseball.
You see it right here.
Yep, literally.
Yeah, I mean, I love baseball in general, but Dodgers is definitely, the team for me.
Yep.
I gotta go Dodgers. Everyone's gonna hate me for this. I'll save it for last.
Yeah, I think you should.
We'll save football for last. I don't watch hockey really.
Yeah, he's calling me to ask about sports bets on hockey.
Yeah, I can't really do hockey. I'm not a big guy in hockey. I'll sit there and watch. It's fun to watch the guys getting
It's fun
fight.
to watch. Yeah.
Hockey, I don't have a favorite team. Basketball, I don't know, man. I like the Celtics.
Okay, so a
Dude.
little bit of that across the country action.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with probably the Timberwolves because my buddy Zaire Williams is on that team.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with those two for that. What else am I missing? Is football the last one?
Yeah, I mean you're a UT guy, so there's your college. I kind of forget about that. You're a big UT guy.
Yeah, I love my Longhorns baseball wise. Football, I love Baylor.
Oh, okay, Baylor.
There's a little rival going on there, but thankfully it's different sports. So
yep, definitely.
Football is gonna be the Cowboys. That's my team.
Yep.
Cowboys, Chiefs. I love the Cowboys, but Chiefs.
He came over. We're in the playoffs. Nate comes over. Dominic Castillo also comes over. Josh Wagner, RJ, me, Rob. We're all in my room watching the Bucks and the Cowboys, and I just remember the field goal, the PATs, 4 in a row. And I remember after one, we're like, okay, no way he misses 2. When he misses 2, we're like, wow, okay.
You're like, okay, it's not going to happen ever again then.
There's no way he misses 3. Once he got to 4, we're like, he's just going to miss it. Like, we expected a miss at that point, and he did again. We're like, okay.
And I just, whenever he came up the last time, I was like, miss. I just walked out of the room, man.
He wasn't even in there.
Laughing, and I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah, yeah. It was a painful.
What happened to that guy? Where'd he go?
He got cut, and he probably works at Walmart now. That or somebody's giving him kicking lessons. Like they need to do that.
I'm sorry, that was not the best game to watch.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Nate, is there like a cause that you think is important that you want to point out? Like just like RJ's mentioned mental health. Or Isaiah Johnson, who was on here the other day, he mentioned like the stop of sex trafficking. Like, is
Uh,
there something that you want to point out?
yeah, obviously mental health is a big thing, but definitely for our service members,
Yes.
uh, big. I'm a big time advocate for that. I none of us would be here, man. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know right now. I look up to a lot of our troops.
Mhm.
They've done a lot for this country. They protect us.
Yep.
Just saying, man. Literally, none of us would be here. We'd all be speaking German right now.
Yep.
Something, some other language.
Mhm.
Definitely, definitely for our fallen soldiers and for those who are going through, PTSD and whatnot, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Nate, buddy, I think pretty sure that's it, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on, man.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
you for
it's always a blast, talking to you and whatnot. Couple more business things, folks. Check out the new Instagram. JMH Productions CO is what it is on Instagram. Also check me out on Instagram, Jason CO. Nate, you want to throw out your stuff out there? I mean, that's up to you.
Go ahead and add me on Instagram. I gotta look up my name because I don't
I
remember
think
it.
it's like Nate with
It's,
like threes and a dot or
yeah,
something
it's
like that.
Nate with threes dot Corugedo. It's my last name, Corugedo. It's hard for everyone to pronounce.
Yeah, or you could just, go to my following or followers and he's on there.
Yeah,
But you could do that too. I mean, if that's easier than spelling his name, you could do it.
yeah.
Nate, thank you for coming on. We said we were gonna say something about this. We'll just say it now, ladies. If you want a guy that can sing, we'll get you Nate. Okay? Don't come to me because I can't sing, and we don't need that video going around. That was terrible.
Hey,
Okay?
Jace does a great job at announcing games, so I'd
I
go.
can do that. I could do that.
Man, got no problems.
Nate, thank you for coming on, buddy. For all the watchers, listeners, whatever you're watching, streaming this on, appreciate you all for the support. And when we come back, another new guest on Hammer Time.